go!
Hey guys, it's Retrohead here, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going back to a shop that I absolutely love visiting in Dereham, and that is the Game Cave. And as I said, it's an awesome gaming shop. I managed to find some really cool bits, one thing for my collection and one thing for my dad's collection. If you're not familiar with the channel, I collect for Nintendo, PlayStation, Atari and Neo Geo, and my dad collects exclusively for Sega. And he picked up a really nice Sega item for what I thought was a bargain price. But also in this video, I have a few charity shop finds that I've had recently to show you as well. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and please subscribe to my channel Retrohead. But without further ado, let's go to the Game Cave. Here I am in the Game Cave, and as I said, I absolutely love coming to this gaming shop. The staff are always really friendly and they always have a great selection of games, so if you're ever near Dereham, I'd definitely suggest popping in. As you can see, there is some really nice stuff in this glass cabinet. Some really nice boxed games, N64, SNES, Game Boy, just some really good stuff. Let me know if there's anything that you'd have picked up in here in the comments down below. Another thing I really liked is they had a big selection of boxed and unboxed. So that was the Game Cave, but now let's go back to the games room and check out those pickups. So I'm back from the Game Cave, and as I said, picked up two things, one thing for me and one thing for my dad. So the thing that I picked up, what I think is quite interesting, and was labelled up as only £2, but it was in that 50% off box. So this cost just £1, and that is a strategy guide for Stuntman on the PS2. Now this is an absolutely awesome game. Like, I've played this quite a few times, not recently, like a few years ago, but I thought it was a really good game. I'll put a little bit of footage of the game in now. As I said, it's really good. Like, the amount of crashing and stunts you do in this is absolutely awesome. There was no way I wasn't picking this up. I'll show you a little bit inside as well. It's got so much detail and it's in really good condition. And like I said, I'll pick up pretty much any strategy guide that's a bit older for only £1. But when it's of a game that I actually really like as well, I thought this was an absolute bargain. Let me know in the comments down below if you collect strategy guides. I try not to collect them because they're quite big and, you know, heavy and take up quite a lot of room. But when I see ones this cool for only £1, there's no way I can resist picking them up. He had a Tom Clancy strategy guide in that box as well, but I've got to try and resist picking up too many strategy guides because they take up so much room. And that one was a bit more of a modern one. So I decided to pick up the Stuntman one and leave Tom Clancy behind. And the pickup my dad got was something that I think is absolutely awesome. And that is the Sega control stick. It's like an arcade stick for the Master System. But this one is actually in the box, and I'll show you the stick in a minute. It's really cool. And the condition of the box, for its age, Master System, is really good. As I said, this is only £20, which I think for this sort of... Which I think for this sort of thing is an absolute bargain, especially with the condition of the box as it's in. Now I'll show you inside the box now. I've got the arcade stick out with me. I'll show you in a second. But also inside this box, it actually has its original paperwork as well, which is a real bonus. And here we have the arcade stick here, and this is again in really, really nice condition. It literally looks hardly used at all. Now, when we played a few games quite recently, I actually played Alex Kidd in Miracle World, but we tried it with this stick, and it actually plays really, really well. I thought it'd be really hard to play with the arcade stick, but it was actually really, really good. As I said, it works absolutely fine, in really good condition, and I think for one of these in the box for 20 quid is an absolute bargain, because you don't see them very often. So yeah, as I said, the Game Cave is an absolutely awesome shop, and we had some really good pickups this time. But also in this video, I'm going to be showing you a few charity shop finds that I've had lately. Nothing crazy here, but some pretty cool stuff to trade in CEX and to keep in the collection. So the first game is a complete in box PS1 game, and I reckon this might be the coolest game I've ever shown on my channel, and that is Spice World on the PS1. And as you can see, there is a £4 sticker on the front there. I did not pay £4 for this. This was only £1, that's why I picked it up. It does need recasing, the case isn't in very good condition. But I thought you can't really get much more retro than the Spice Girls on PS1. Like, how random is that? Now, if you're familiar with the channel, you'll know I'm a big fan of metal music, heavy metal, anything like that. So the Spice Girls isn't really my sort of music. But like I said, complete PS1 game for £1. I'll show you the condition inside as well. The condition inside is really good. The disc is absolutely immaculate, and it's complete with the manual. I reckon why the reason the disc is immaculate is probably because the person before didn't actually want to play this game. But yeah, complete in box PS1 game for £1. I can't leave it behind. The next thing is 2 DVDs. Now these are a part of a deal that I had in DVDs in a charity shop. 5 DVDs for £1, and I've got 2 here to trade in CEX. I just picked up 3 that I wanted to have to watch because I don't do streaming or nothing like that. I still pick up DVDs. So these are 2 network DVDs. So we have the Amorous Prawn and the Iron Maiden. I've heard of the Iron Maiden, but I've never heard of this. But I can't remember which way around it is. I think this one trades in for £1.20 and this one trades in for 80p. I know either one of them trades in for 120, one of them trades in for 80p. I just can't remember which way around it is. But when I'm only paying £1 for 5 DVDs, keeping 3 to have in my collection and getting a £2 voucher back is really good in my opinion. The next thing I bought was a Blu-ray for only £1.50 and it trades in for £5, and that is the Dragon Ball Z movie collection. Now, I have watched a few of these before. I can't remember what ones I've watched before, but I think I've got some of these on DVD. But I don't really collect Blu-rays, so I'm not going to be keeping this. And inside, all the discs are in there. They're all in really good condition. And £1.50 into £5 is a pretty good deal. The next thing is super random. Now, this was in a little box that the charity shop have, and they just have stuff for free in there if you want to take like something. But I put 50p in the little collection box, and I got this Action Force little toy brochure here. Now, I'll fold this out in a minute, but the artwork on this is absolutely awesome. And that's why I bought it. I put 50p in because I thought this is worth 50p. It's not in the greatest condition, but it is from 1986. Considering it's paper from 1986, I'm pretty happy with this. So as you can see, this is just a little bit of paper here that would advertise some of the toys that they were selling at the time. And I do quite like Action Force. I got a few of the Action Force books. And I just thought this was really cool because this is the sort of thing that would not have survived very well. So the fact that it's got no major rips or tears in it is actually pretty cool. And for only 50p, I just thought that was a really cool little item that I might never see again. And the final thing is a complete in-box DS game. Now this is another franchise that I like overly much, but for some reason this game is really intriguing me. And that is Star Wars Episode 3 on the DS. Now for some reason I'm really looking forward to playing this, even though I don't like Star Wars at all. I quite like Lego Star Wars, but I'm not really into Star Wars at all. So I don't know why I'm looking forward to playing this quite so much as I am, but for some reason I really am. Obviously you'll be seeing footage now, and I did search up some before I did the video. And like I say, I just want to give this a little play, and for only £1 I was definitely going to pick it up. Inside it's in really good condition, complete with the manual and also the cartridge obviously. The only thing that's wrong with it is there's ever so slight bit of whitening on the bottom of the paper. But for only £1, I'm not complaining. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, please leave a like, please subscribe, and also let me know, what was your favourite pickup of the day? Today's end screen gameplay is probably going to be Alex Kidd in Miracle World. Although that game hasn't been picked up today, I played it recently on my dad's Master System when we played a few games, and it was really, really good. I don't really include much Sega footage in my videos, so today's end screen gameplay is going to be Alex Kidd in Miracle World. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye!